Hey guys, Dan here with Pain For You. As you can see, the snow is still here. Got my big snow boots on. So, yesterday I had the video that said, are you being mean to yourself? Seemed to strike a chord with a couple of people. And then good timing, because I saw another video where Dr. John Stracks was saying that as he recommends people do journaling, he's got one thing that he absolutely says don't do. And what he says you shouldn't do, and I agree with him, is don't journal about how mad you are at yourself. Because in his opinion, and I agree with him 1000%, that doesn't help you get better. So today's topic is going to be self-criticism just adds to your hurts, right? So we carry around with us a lot of times all of the hurts from our life, things people have said, people have done, whether it be breakups, whether it be parents criticizing us, partners criticizing us, siblings, kids, you name it. And we carry those hurts around with us. And I'm not suggesting those things were intentional abuse. They were just things that happened. People saying things that were stupid, inconsiderate, in some case abusive. But what I think I see is after a while we go from the abused to the abuser of ourselves. And so if you have a habit of self-criticism and you're overly judgmental about yourself, you're basically becoming the abuser. You're abusing yourself, not because you came out of the womb believing all those things. As I talked about yesterday, we learned that we're not good enough, or we're too sensitive, or we're too this, we're too that, or not enough of this, not enough of that, and 1,000 other different self-criticisms or judgments that we may have. And so to stick around with Dr. John Stracks' thoughts on don't journal about everything you hate about yourself, because that's not helpful. Just like I say, you can't hate your pain away, right? So spending an awful lot of time journaling about how frustrated you are with your pain doesn't help you develop that mindset of indifference towards it. And if you're spending all your time journaling about your self-hatred, all you're doing is increasing that self-hatred and justification for all the things that's wrong with you. And if you have been following any of my videos for any length of time, you'll see that I am much more of a self-compassion, self-kindness type of approach here. I don't believe you're going to beat the crap out of yourself into getting rid of your pain. Because look, when we look at TMS, we generally tend to have it because of these unfelt, unresolved negative emotions that may have come up from all sorts of insults, criticisms, judgments that we felt from other people. We didn't know how to handle them. And so we learned to walk on eggshells around other people because we didn't want to incur the wrath of other people's, future judgments. So we became people pleasers, do-gooders, perfectionists in the desire just to be loved and cared for by other people. But in the process, we became the abuser, the critic. And I'll tell you what, I truly believe it's going to be hard to allow your subconscious to feel safe if you're constantly listening to that inner critic and giving those words and criticism any value or meaning or validating them, So don't journal about how much you hate yourself and how stupid you are and how you're not good enough and this and that. It's not going to help you. Just like nobody ever got better from freaking out, I don't think people get better from beating the crap out of themselves. So if you are in the habit of doing that, per yesterday's video, it's not your fault. Other people taught you how to do that. But if you continue to do that, that's on you. And it's up to you to change. and somebody commented, oh, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I can change that. Yes, you can. It's a decision, and then you take two things: awareness of when you're doing it and a decision to shift, right? And with consistency, when you become aware that you're beating the crap out of yourself and you decide to shift, you can change this habitual negative self-criticism, self-abuse. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be, you know, thoughts. It could be habits and, you know, how we treat ourselves, whether it be alcohol, food, whether it be lack of fitness or anything like that. If we're in the habit of doing those things because we don't believe we deserve to be healthy or fit, or, you know, I don't know, rambling a little bit here, but point of the matter is, we've gone, in many cases, from the abused to the abuser because we've accepted these other people's criticisms as true. And I don't believe that helps us at all. And I don't think we're going to get better by doing that. I think we get better by learning to be more self-compassionate, kind, self-loving, cutting yourself some slack. Please, you're not doing this wrong. You're making every decision you can based on all of your life experiences up until this point, and you're doing what you can. And guess what? If you keep on showing up here and watching these videos and listening to other podcasts and reading books, you're progressing. Even though you still may have some symptoms, you're making progress because you're learning and you're thinking differently and you're changing. It may be very subtle, but small changes over time add up to big results, right? The tortoise and the hare. The tortoise was just slow and plodding along. He can still win the race. So, I don't know. I believe self-criticism just adds to the accumulated hurt that you've accumulated up over your lifetime till now. And honestly, it's time you stop that crap. Please don't do that anymore. You deserve better. And who better to treat yourself well with kindness and love than yourself? If you're waiting around for other people to treat you well before you feel deserving of love, it's kind of backwards. You know what? If you start treating yourself better, maybe other people will start to notice that. Anyway, love you guys and gals. If you are prone to self-criticism and judgment, just recognize it's not helpful. And you don't have to keep doing it. You can become aware when you're doing it, make a decision to stop doing it, shift. And remember, you know, that whole concept I talk about, reassuring myself or yourself, it's all right, it's just TMS, you're going to be okay. If you find yourself criticizing yourself and saying you're not good enough, this isn't going to work, you're not, it's all right. Yes, you are. You're a good person, you know, you are good enough. You know what I mean? You can reassure yourself. So please do that. I'm getting a little bit distracted because I'm seeing all sorts of footprints in the snow from little animals. I don't know what they are, but over here is kind of cool because some animal wanted to get under the fence and had to dig their way out right here to dig through the snow to get under the fence. So, I don't know. I'm just fascinated by this whole snow stuff. Love you guys and gals. We will see you in the next video. See you tomorrow.